Okay, so you will need to click the Got It button, and then it'll clear your screen for you. Okay. Nasal breathing, at least in the nose, then out the mouth usually makes a lot of sense. In the nose, maybe a light holding of the breath, out the mouth or nose. And again, remember, we're not just sitting here softening the body into a slouch, but we're doing the appropriate effort to, as I mentioned, tilt the pelvis a little bit, drop the chin a bit, find that length through the crown. And then once we built that structure with integrity, then you can release. You can practice softening, unclenching, because the tension in the body becomes weight in the body, and that means we're holding weight in our body instead of letting it move through and being underneath us, as this idea of being rooted. But we don't forcibly root ourselves. Instead, we let go and allow natural gravitational downward descent to give us a good connection to the earth. So as we're sitting, we're feeling that through the buttock bones, and then maybe, sort of secondarily through to the feet. But when we stand up, it'll be through the feet, through the ball of each foot, the bubbling spring, and connecting there. So just final, say, minute. Nasal breath, softening, inward attention so that you're noticing what is your skull's relationship to your spine. Is your chin protruding? Could you draw it back? Are your shoulders being pulled and held up by your ears? Could you soften them? If you can't soften them, shrug them up for a moment and then soften, right? So all the exercises that you learn in this class and the Friday class are just skills, tools to help us find that soft state. Last 40 seconds or so. Just body scanning. Trying to relax, be at ease. From our seated position, place your hands on your thighs. Drop the head, round the back, slide the hands forward. We'll just do 3 of these. So get into this rounded position, hold it for a little bit. And then slide the hands back, pull the elbows back, pull the shoulder blades back, look up, lift the chin, hold that position for a moment. Do this twice more. The goal being to open the space between shoulder blades and spine as we round, to open the back side of each of the 24 vertebra joints. And again, and also to find pelvic tilting. Right, so now I'm tipped to the front edge of the pelvis, elbows pulled back. And then I'm tipped to the back edge of those sits bones on the pelvis as I round. Basically cat-cow gesture here. Just to get everything moving gently. Settle to the middle. after you finished 3 of each. Then left hand slides forward, right hand and elbow pull back. Just softly turn to the right, looking behind you or in that direction. And then turn back to center, soft, easy, sliding right hand out, left hand and elbow back, turn the head, and we'll just do this 3 times. So that's 1 of each. Remember, we're not cranking the body, instead just coaxing it through these pathways. We're trying to get all 24 vertebrae to just gently turn, rotate. After you do this, 3rd one to your left, and come back to center. Arms fall alongside you. Just softly lean to the right. Back to center, and just noticing you can execute this movement by not doing, by yielding, by letting go. And at first, that's a scary way to move. But when we practice it more and more, we realize, oh, that's a whole power system that we could shift to. It's more hydraulic based. It's softening, it's yielding. And that's a power base that can last. And it's a power base or a power system that for folks with nervous system issues, as Parkinson's is, it's essential to learn how to move with less inner force, inner conflict, to just find ease. Now find the middle, shoulders shrug up, soften and melt down. Shrug up to the top, soften and melt down. And notice what is moving and what isn't. So, Tony, I'm seeing you go like this. You're lifting your chest and lowering your chest, but there's no movement here. Watch how what is moving is my shoulders. Yeah. So really get that shrug high up and then melt. And notice my chest and my head didn't go anywhere. All that moved was the shoulder blades. That's better. Sliding up and sliding down. Now, that same thing, when we bring shoulder blades forward, then up, shoulder blades back, then down. So the rib cage and the head and neck, nothing really moves in comparison to the amount of movement we want to get with the shoulder blades sliding away from each other on the back. That creates this weird little sort of shape here, and then up, and then they slide towards each other on the back, which causes the chest to have to lift a little bit. So when they slide away, there's a concaving of the chest, and then there's a convexing of the chest. Now reverse that flow. They go back towards each other, up, and then when they come forward, the shoulder blades sliding away from each other, that chest concaves a little bit in. So there's movement there, but it's not, right? A lot of times people see this and they end up just kind of going like this, right? So really find those movable parts, the shoulder blades and the arms as they connect. These are one of the usual suspects in terms of causing top heaviness, is these muscles up here not being supple, soft, and released. All right, and settle to the middle, bend the elbows, the hands come up softly, and then elbows go out to the sides and as high up as you can get them. So whatever works for your shoulders. And then soften down, and then bring those elbows around in front to touch. And the elbows come down. And then they go out like chicken wings and up if there's space for it. Try to, again, do it while remaining very soft and relaxed. And then down and around in front. So again, I'm not lifting here. I'm just bringing them in front, down in front. And one more. So again, this is all just getting rid of top heavy, sort of dense tissue issues that again create this feeling of top heavy, which makes us less rooted, less balanced, and more fearful when we're moving. Let's go elbows back, elbows down, elbows forward where the hands come over the shoulders. And maybe some of you can do this elbows up if there's room for it, where the hands end up down the back of it. Elbows forward, elbows down, elbows back, elbows down, forward, up, forward, down, back. One more, down, forward, up. And one final one here. Hug yourself. Wrap the arms around. And then go elbows out. Other arm on top. Hug yourself. Crawl the hands around. Open. So we go way out to here. Then one above, one below. Hug. And open. And again, hug. So now when we hug, we have to close the front, open the back. And when we open to here, we're opening the front. And arms come down. All right, legs. Lift. Right knee. Set it down. Lift left knee. Set it down. Feel the crease of the hip. So where your thigh bone plugs into the hip, that's where we're hinging and releasing back down. Now lift and push. Bring it back, set it down. Switching legs. Alternating each time, just getting knees and hips, this movement. Now on this one, hold the foot out there, point and flex. Then invert, evert, little in and out. And circles, inward, outward, and down. Other leg, push it out, point and flex. Invert, evert, that little slightly tilting action in the foot and ankle, and then circles. And other way, circles. And down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair. Last little couple of seated exercises. Left foot, lift the ball of the foot. Turn on the heel so the knee points out, toes point out. And then turn in, internal. External. Internal. Notice the only thing I'm moving, I'm seeing, Todd, you're moving both your legs. Here we're doing just the one. So I'm just turning out left leg and just turning in left leg. So I'm being very clear in the brain. That's the movement. That's the movement. Now taking the toe out. Now same leg, but now the heel goes out and the knee comes in. The heel comes in and the knee goes out. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. Now heel out, leave it out. We do the toe again. Toe out, knee out. So we should be even wider here than our first toe out. Toe in. Toe out. toe in, out, in. One more out. Leave the toe out, do heel out again. This one at this width, it'll just be a small movement of the knee in and a small movement of the knee out as we go heel, heel. One more time, heel. Now do toe, open. This is our usually the full max. And then let's just walk it in. So we go toe in, then we go heel in, knee out. Then we go toe in, knee in, heel in, knee out, toe in. Now just walk it out and in one time with one of each. So it's toe out, knee out, heel out, knee in, toe out, knee out, heel out, knee in. One more, toe out. And then walk it in. Internal, heel, external, toe, internal, heel, and neutral. Other leg. External, internal. Open, close. Be clear, the pelvis doesn't move, the leg does. Toe out, knee out. Leave the toe there. Now go heel out, knee in, heel in, knee out. Again, heel out, knee in, heel in, knee out. Notice that the movement's really coming from all the way up here in the hip. The whole leg moving as one. Now heel stays out, go toe out, toe in. Movement still coming from this hip. Once more, toe out. We go heel out, heel in, heel out, knee in, heel in, knee out. And finally, heel out and just go toe out, and we walk it in, one of each. In, external, internal, external, and back. Walk it there and back one more time. Open, close, open, close, open, and then back through. So much of what we're trying to do here is cultivate and reclaim the spaces between the joints, the spaces inside of the areas that we're going, because this congealed, stiff body can't get through to the earth and also can't find that interior movement that's available. So everything we just did for the hips, we opened up space in the hips. I'm not sure if you feel it, but that's what it does, and that's what it will do over time when you practice regularly. Now, forward fold. So now the legs don't move, the hips hinge forward. Then sit back to vertical, tip back. So same idea, we're trying to feel that space inside of where the legs and the pelvis meet. So that hinging and folding and rolling over those ball and socket joints and all the liquid and tissue and everything inside there becomes easy. Because this is where the power really comes from, this relationship in our middle. In our middle. Final time. Tip. Vertical. Now, find the middle. Now, standing up and sitting down. So we're going to slide the feet back a little bit. Arms loose. Important thing for standing up. We're going to now go from our butt being the foundation to our feet being the foundation. So I'm going to let the feet be like the middle of the scale, and I go to get more on this side of the scale to balance out the butt. Then, easy peasy, you just push through the earth and rise. Sitting down, same thing. We don't want to sit back and fall into the chair. We want to fold at this little hip crease. There's a lot over here. There's a lot behind. The butt balances out the head and shoulders, and then we sit back to vertical. So you just softly shift, and then just a small amount of effort to go forward to get the butt out of the chair, and now your feet are the base as you push down through the earth. The butt goes back, head and shoulders soft and loose. And we just ease our way. We slide our way down and sit vertically. Let's do it once more, and this time we'll stay standing. Just folding and easing your way through. Now, 4 squats where you don't sit in your chair, but it's as if you're gonna. Nice and low. The other thing I want you to envision here is these relaxed arms. Go ahead and stand back up. Imagine you just dropped a pen or you dropped your glasses or something is on the floor. The safe way to get to it is arrange yourself near the item and the butt goes back. And then you sit the butt low and there your hands are pretty close to the ground. You could grab whatever it is and then push through the earth and come back up to standing. So once again, this relationship between legs, pelvis, and by extension, the spine, all are really important to find this easy, sliding, fluid, relaxed ability to move. And that's what Tai Chi and Qigong and Taoist movement in general is all about, is reclaiming these spaces to slide and move easily. All right, stay standing. Now, we tip ourselves a little forward into the toes. So just tip a little. Find that when you go into your toes, your heels become lighter. Find the middle between the two. And then find a little extra tilt towards the heels where you feel the ball of your foot getting lighter. And then tip forward. Middle. Back. Middle. Forward. Middle. Back. 2 more of those. The goal when you practice this on your own is ease. So let your arms hang, right? You don't want to do this with your arms back like this, or holding your arms like this, or holding onto your body like this. Let your arms hang. Relaxed. All right. Now, you find the middle. Let's come over to this side of your chair. Left hand on your chair. Body weight shifts over to this left leg. Right leg is empty. Get to the heel, get to the tippy toes, and lift. And then set that foot down empty. Shift into that leg, and let's get to the tippy toes. Lift. Set it down, empty, shift. Empty leg can lift and down. So this is one where you do want to use the chair so that you get all the way to the top, and you can practice setting the leg down without putting any weight in it. So you use this to make sure of that. So you're lifting all the way and setting it down empty, no weight in it. All right, now shift your weight into your left leg, right leg empty, and we're gonna just softly swing it. So I'll turn sideways so you can see, just loose, loose from this hip. So try to resist doing this. That's what a lot of people do. They just bend the knee, but just a nice, loose, easy swing. Find that swing. Okay. And switch sides. Step across. Soft, loose, easy swing. Easy, loose swing from that ball and socket joint. Doesn't have to be much range, but just feel that the pendulum swings from that hip, that loose space there. Switch sides again. Side, in, side, in. And notice what I'm not doing is lifting this leg like that. I'm side, in, side, and I'm putting the whole foot on the ground, in. Now, with that same leg, go forward, circle around behind you, forward, circle around, forward, circle around, forward, circle around. Other way, back, circle around, back, circle around, loose, loose, just sliding along the floor or carpet or whatever, and done. Switch sides, side step. We're going out, in, out, in. Important thing here is what isn't moving. The pelvis, the torso, the other leg, but what is moving is this loose and free leg. All right, so you're using your chair to make sure you do that. Then the circles come forward, circle around behind, forward, circle around behind. Keep going. Forward, circle around behind you, forward. So again, we're buying space. We're cultivating real estate inside of the body. And that's what's lost for many, many people. Reversing, go back, out and around. And just notice, especially with the chair, you can do it with ease. Someday you'll be able to keep that ease and just do it loose. All right. And finally, step across. Turn one leg out. Turn this right leg out. Hips will turn a little bit in that direction, but we're not turning the whole thing as one. The hips stay pretty much here. The leg turns out. The leg turns back to middle. Now the leg turns in. This position is the one that people find difficult to create. And then neutral. Out. Neutral. In. Neutral. Out. Neutral. In. Now skip neutral. Out. In. Out. In. One more. Switch sides. Turn out, neutral, and in. So the pelvis, feel how it naturally will turn a little bit, but it doesn't turn a lot. Naturally, it'll come back to neutral, and naturally, it'll turn a little across. So the navel will point a little bit that way, then forward, then out a little. Forward, that way, that way. But it goes along for the ride. Now skip neutral. And back to neutral. All right. Now, right hand on the chair. Empty the right leg or inside leg. Place the heel out in front. Softly touching, right? So we've got this relationship, not way out here. It's just right in front of you, easy as can be. Then shift into the front leg and get to the tippy toes of the back foot. So it's empty. And then shift back and get to the tippy heel of the front foot. Shift forward. Shift back. I'll turn sideways for a moment just so you can see. Think of it like the bottom of a rocking chair. How it just kind of effortlessly rolls and rolls back. Find that relationship with the earth between your 2 feet. Now we take that one step further. Shift into your back leg. Front foot is empty. Just lift it, lower it, and shift into it. Back foot is empty. Bend the knee, heel to butt, put the toe down, shift back. Empty front hip, lift, lower, shift. Back foot lifts, lowers, shifts back. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, shift back. Let's go level 3. You may need your chair for this one. Not only lift, but also bring that knee up. Set that heel back where it was touching the floor. Shift into it. And then this back foot, bring the heel to the butt and bring the knee forward and up like you're about to step up on a curve and then reach the foot back, touch the toe to the floor, shift back. Lift, lower, shift. Back foot. Lift that knee forward and up. Reach the toe back with no body weight. Shift back. Lift, lower, shift, lift, reach back, shift back. One more. Shift, up, back, shift back. Now we switch sides to the other side. So bring your feet together, step over near to that other chair. Inside foot, or now it should be, I think, your left foot's my right, your left if you're using me as a mirror. Level 1, like a rocking chair. Just shift, shift back. Now start to imagine, or remember rather, that meditation posture I talked about, where once you've got crown above the straight line going down through the hips, down through the legs to the floor, then practice letting go. And especially on this level 1, start to do it with no hand on the chair. You know the chair is there for you, but practice easy, effortless, changing of the guard, changing of one leg full, the other empty, one leg full, the other empty. Let's go to level 2 now. You might need the chair for this. So as that front leg is empty, just lift a straight leg, lower it, shift into it. Back foot, bend the knee, the heel comes to the butt, touch the toe, shift back. Empty that hip, lift, down, shift. Same effortless quality through. And once you make a leg empty, then it's free. It's only when we haven't actually discerned empty and full that it's hard to pull the leg up because we have to yank on it and do all kinds of unnatural stuff. Last one of level 2. Level 3 again, knee chair, lift, set it down empty, shift. Heel to butt and knee comes up. Reach it back empty, touch the toe, shift back. Up, down, shift, forward and up, back, shift, up, down, shift, forward and up, reach it back, shift back. One more. Together. Switch sides. Over here. Inside foot, heel touching. Now we're going level 1, shift into your front foot. Remember that swing that we did of the leg. So this back foot empty, swings. The heel touches and we shift into this leg. Reversing it. Shift into your back leg, front foot empty, swing, toe touch, shift back. Do that again. Shift, wait for it to be empty, swing an empty leg, touch the heel, shift. Shift back, wait for it, swing it, shift back. Let's do that a few times. This one is the most like regular walking. But a lot of times we don't do this. We pick up a foot and slam it to the floor, right? That's just what normally happens when we're not thinking about it. So practicing, wait for it to be empty, swing it. Wait for it to be empty. Shift, swing, shift. Now level 2, lift, lower, shift. Imagine a small obstacle on the floor, pick the foot up and step over it, put the heel down in front, shift into that front foot. Heel to butt, set the toe back down. We go back, shift, small obstacle behind the heel, foot comes up, tuck, reach back, shift back. lift, lower, shift. Step over the obstacle, up and over, shift. Heel to butt, toe down, shift back. Up, tuck, reach, shift back. Again, lift, lower, shift. Obstacle, shift. Lift, lower, shift back. Obstacle, shift back. Let's go level 3. Knee up, foot down, shift. Now it's heel to butt, knee as high as it can go, foot extends forward and then comes down. So we're just buying real estate there, internal real estate. Bring the knee up, reach the foot back, no weight in it, shift back. Now we reverse, knee up, reach foot back, shift back, and lift, lower, shift, full bicycle step, shift, knee up, reach back. Can you keep your internal meditation line throughout all the movement? One more. Easy, relaxed, not rush. And switch sides. Step over. Inside foot, leading, shift. Wait for it to be empty, back foot, swing an empty foot, shift. Shift back, swing that empty foot, shift back. Forward, swing, forward. Back, wait for it, swing it, go back. Forward, swing it, forward. Back, swing back, shift back. One more, level 1. And back. Level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, so just a little pickup of the foot and shift. Back foot, heel to butt, toe back down, shift back. Then that small obstacle, come over it, shift back. Lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, shift. Lift, lower, shift back. Obstacle, shift back. Continue. Teacup sitting on your head, meditation posture intact, changing full and empty. Full and empty. Let's go level 3. Lift, lower, shift. Full bicycle, shift. Knee up and back, shift back. Reverse, shift back. And we lift, lower, shift. Full bicycle. Lift, reach back, shift. Full bicycle. One more. Just buy real estate for your joints and spaces and moving parts while retaining stillness and ease in the center. All right. That finishes our forward and back work. Shogun, raise the hands, a little small circle over top, and a settling, settling, settling as a gesture of stilling, calming, returning to 0 for a moment. Now, side steps. Make your way to this right side here. You got your runway to your left. Now, first, remember this. We already did this. In and out. Empty leg. Maybe you can do this now with no hands. You want to avoid this. See all this excess, cumbersome movement versus stillness, and I've set my leg out there. Now, next time your leg's out there, leave it, change. Make this your full leg, this your empty leg, change back. Feel that change in quality of the leg that's taking the weight and the leg that isn't, and then change that. So now this one takes the weight and this one frees up. And then that. And now, once you're over here in the left, stay in the left. Bring the right foot in, back, in, back. And again, if you need the chair, use it. Over time, you want to be just working on that relationship to your standing leg. The next time you bring that foot in, keep it in. Now, this is a very important one. The feet as close together as you can. You're in your left leg. Now change to the right leg. And because we have no room to move laterally, you're emphasizing, go ahead, change back to the left leg, this downward quality of rooting or changing leg. Downward quality as you change to the right leg. Downward quality, change to the left leg. Downward quality. Can you feel free in that leg? And then can you change? And now this one's free, and change again. This one's free, and then change again. Find that internal mechanism that for most of us is congealed and stuck. And we're moving. Now, the next time you are in your right leg, stay there. Left foot steps out empty. Change your weight over to the left leg. Once the right foot's empty, bring it in. Change that little internal mechanism change. Left foot is empty again, step left foot out. Change over to that left leg. Once the right foot is empty, bring it in. Change. Let's do one more step this way. Step out. Change. Now, right foot comes both in and then goes back out. So in, out, change. Check your teacup. Just keep balancing your teacup. No spilling as you just sidestep across. Well, we're practicing many different things here, but one of them to pay attention to is where my hands sort of represent this cradle or chassis, where it's this trading across. And I bring this in, and then I'm trading it across. Pelvic floor transfer, this hammock of support that isn't cultivated when we're stiff as a rock and sort of stilting our way around. But when we relax, we start to rely on that transfer in that cradle. It's a diaphragm down here that we're developing. Let's do one more there and back. So out, feel that diaphragm, that little transfer. It's kind of a little circle, right? Bring the foot in. Feel yourself go back across that circle, out. And that's the importance of slow. I don't cultivate this diaphragm as much if I just over really quickly, but if I scoop my way across, step in, scoop across, step out. Feel this pelvic floor under here. Cross, step in, cultivate it, out, cultivate it. And let's go in, out, scoop across, step in, scoop across, step out, scoop, scoop, scoop across, and across, and we're back. All right, Shogun again, closing, settling, stilling. And step now in between your chairs and give them enough width so that you've got some room to move, but they're there for you as needed. So I'm going to turn and face away now. So empty your right leg. turn your right foot out, just like we did earlier, right? But now, once this is set up, you're going to bring your body to match it. So shift into it and turn your body and bring your left foot to come alongside your right foot. Then empty your right foot again and turn it out. Shift into your right foot and turn. And now you should be facing 180 degrees from where you started or thereabouts. Again, right foot turns out. And then we shift into the right foot, turn the body to match it, bring the left foot to match it. Now we're facing 3/4 turn. And finally, turn right foot out, shift and turn and realign facing forward. Let's do it again. So empty, set it up. And then that same hammock idea, the support chassis in the pelvic floor. Feel that change and align. Change, empty the right foot as you turn it out. Change and align. So really feel that relaxation so that you can let the work be on that pelvic floor chassis, that diaphragm. So that relaxed transfer is how we cultivate the support there. Relaxed. If I'm tense and I'm doing it with other systems, then I never find that support. Let's go to the left now. Left foot turns out. Shift and turn left, bring right foot to match left foot. Left foot turns out. Shift and turn, square. Left foot turns out. Shift and turn and square. Left foot turns out. Shift and turn. Go around again. Left foot. Shift and turn. Left foot. Shift and turn. Left foot. Shift and turn. So we really want it to be just in 2 phases. So it's the foot setup, that's phase 1, and then all that shift and turn together in a blended, smooth movement. Now, right leg empties. Instead of turning out, turn it in like we did earlier. Shift onto it and 1/4 turn a little bit to the left. Right foot again, empty and pigeon toe or turn it in. And then shift onto it and little 1/4 turn reorientation. Right foot pigeon toe. Shift and little 1/4 turn. Right foot pigeon toe. Shift and 1/4 turn. Again, around a second time. This one again is kind of weird at first. It makes sense later when you realize how to use all of it together. But first, we're just trying to get this feeling of, okay, pigeon-toed, and then it's almost like a backwards movement or a rewinding. You set it up, and then you sort of rewind your body into alignment. After you finish that second round, let's go the other way. Left foot turns pigeon-toe, and then you sort of rewind yourself into that position. Pigeon toe and draw yourself into good alignment. Left foot empties, pigeon toe step and realign. Pigeon toe, realign. Pigeon toe. Should be back around the front. Let's go around a second time. Once you get back to the front, stay facing forward. Now, please just watch me do this once. Notice how I am facing forward. In 2 foot movements, I'm going to turn and be facing the camera by going right foot out, shift and turn. Now, all this, and then we add to that pigeon toe. And now I can face this way in 2 foot movements. Then I go out, shift onto that foot, turn, and again, keep turning and pigeon toe, and then I'm facing forward again. So let's do that together, twice to the right, twice to the left. So right foot, then shift, turn, pigeon toe, shift, turn, and then turn the right foot out again. So in 4 footsteps, it is possible to get all the way back facing the camera or facing forward. Right foot again, out, shift and turn and keep turning and pigeon toe. Shift and reorient. Right foot out again, turn, and we're back to the front. Change directions. Left foot turn out. Shift and turn and pigeon toe. Shift and turn out. Shift, turn and pigeon toe. Shift, turn out. Eventually, this can feel just like you're turning, floating, because you're supported by this chassis. You're relaxed, you're balanced, and you just make your way around, and there's not a whole bunch of tipping, tilting, or almost falling over, right? Now, if you finish that one, let's all stand in the middle again, shogun. Now, hands on the belly, stacked. Change your weight to your right leg. Turn your left foot out just a few degrees, 10 or 15 degrees. So this is our Tai Chi 70-30 stance. So we're going from walking to actual like Tai Chi stance here. So the weight is in your left leg. Right foot steps forward a little bit. So there needs to be this certain relationship. Notice this leg here isn't over here. It is over there. Now it doesn't need to be over here, but it can't be crossing the line. So just have it to the right of center line and also have the toes pointing forward, not turned out like that, but forward. So these toes are turned out, these toes are pointed forward, hands are on the belly. Now 100% in the back, and then go 70% into the front. So that means we're only going part of the way forward. Back foot stays, the heel stays on the ground. Notice I didn't pick up this back heel. Then shift back to 100% like you're just sitting through that back leg. This front foot empty, possibly to be able to lift, and then shift 70%. 100, back, 70, forward. Now we add to this. Sit back, turn the belly slightly off to the left corner. As you shift into this right leg, turn the belly button to point straight ahead. And turn it to point a little bit to the right corner. So that challenges this hip, this knee. We keep the foot anchored to the floor. Then stay pointed to that corner as you sit back 100% and then turn to the other corner. Then as you're shifting into your right leg, be turning, rotating in the middle. Keep turning, point to that corner. Stay pointed to that corner as you shift into your back leg and turn and face the other corner. Shift into the right leg and turn. Keep turning. Shift back. And you could add this little hand thing that I'm doing here if you want, because it can help. You're saying, okay, I'm pointed here. And then as I shift, I'm turning my belly from the belly and everything turns with it. I keep turning. It ends up to that corner. And then I'm back, turn to this corner. Shift, turn, corner, shift, turn, back. Let's change sides. Bring the right foot back, turn those toes out 5 or 10 degrees. Change to that side, step your left foot forward. Remember the elements. Toes point straight ahead, and the foot isn't over across here. It's out here, somewhere comfortable. Shift 70 into the front, 100 into the back with no turning really. Just find that forward and back gesture. And then let's add the turn. Shift into the front leg and turn to the corner. Again, you could point the fingers if you like to help. Shift back and turn. And then shift into that front leg and turn. You're going 70%. And then shift into the back leg. Turn. Shift into the front leg. Turn. It's called the four corners. Shift. Turn. Shift. Turn. Shift back. Turn. Shift forward. Turn. So this is starting to create this circuitous, spiraling quality that accompanies Tai Chi movement, right? Different hand gestures, different movements. And this is just one of the stances, but the idea here is we're just getting this lower half to understand sort of the simplicity of that relationship before you add complexity up here. Now, just the final challenge, we're going to do each side. So once more, shift and turn. Now, difference here is as you shift back, lift the toes of this foot and turn that leg out. Then step it back with the duck foot, shift into that left leg, let the belly turn towards this corner. Step your right foot like we talked about. It's out to the side and forward. Then shift, turn, turn to the corner. As you sit back from turn to the corner, lift the toes, turning that foot out, bring it back. Shift into that foot. This is the Tai Chi walk. Eventually we do this walking forward while potentially doing arm things as well. Shift and turn a little more, sit back, lift the toe, turn it out, bring the foot back, shift and change and step out. Shift and turn. Stay at the corner, sit back and lift that toe and turn the leg out, step back. Shift and turn. Corner, sit back, lift the toe and turn that foot out. One more of each. Shift and turn. Sit back and turn out. Change. Shift and turn. So just think about that chassis, that support chassis that we're cultivating, right? All right, back to the middle. Find a little self-massage, rub groin, pelvic region, front of hips, around to the back, sacrum and tail, lumbar. Then like you're sitting for a squat, just slide the hands down. Hands come around to the inside of the leg, come all the way up. And then go up the outside of the arm, down the inside. 1, 2, 3. According to the Chinese medicine folk, this resets, helps to reset the natural flow of yin and yang channels. So after everything we've done, we're reset and shogun, settle to the middle. And seal. 1, 2. And then have a comfortable seat. Thanks everybody for being here. If there are any questions.
Thanks, Otto. Glad to be back.
Good to see you, Todd.
Yeah, be back.
Any comment, question, anything like that?
Yeah,